Hello everyone, I'm Kuru and today I'm here to give you some art advice. Just as a disclaimer, I am not going to point out every single thing that I think could be improved, just some of the details that stick out to me. Also feel free to not listen to my advice if you don't want to, that's fine too. Today we have here two artworks by Bantos Zukoro, and the first one is this manga panel. It's a close-up of a character's eyes, and she's going in a dialogue bubble. I really like the manga effect here in the background, and I like this dramatic lighting a lot. I really like this burn effect on the shadows. But let's get into the corrections. I think first of all, I would like to correct some of the anatomy. I think the eyes need to be turned in a different direction. Let's see, I would like them to be more turned like this instead. I don't know if it's easy to see. But we'll change it so you will see exactly what I mean. So here we go, this is the original and this is the fixed version. I've just brought this eye slightly more forward to match with the direction of this eye. The last thing that I want to do in this drawing, I did say that I really like the shadow effect. I like the purple color and the burn effect along the edges right here. This pink line along the edges. It's very well thought, but I would like to improve on this a little bit. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just color over the shadows with the base color, and then I'm going to go in and teach you a better way to do this type of effect. Now we're making a new layer on top, and we are going to set it to multiply, and let's pick a purple color, kind of like the original, make it very desaturated. And when it comes to shading, I've noticed that the shadows here were placed kind of random spots. You want to make sure to follow the lines of the face to determine where the shadows are going to be. So one thing that's very good to do in this case is to grab some reference. Here, for example, I have a reference of what a person's face would look like if the light was hitting it from different directions. So here we have like from the front and then going back towards the back of the head, and here's all the way at the back, and then it's coming back around to the front. So the one that we want to look at in this case would be, let's see, the light is coming from this side in this case, kind of. I mean, we have like a bit of a jumble here, but we can make it so the light is coming from this top right corner. So then we want to look at top right light, this one, and we follow the shadows from a reference to shade our drawing. There we go. As you can see, I went for a very dramatic lighting, and you can adjust this as much as you want to, really. If you feel like you want your shadows to be darker in certain places, you can add some more details as well. But I'm just showing you the basics of how to do it. So one thing that we want to bring back is this burn effect right along the edges right here. And it's not something I normally do with my drawings, but it is a very nice effect to have if you want to have it. So the way you would do it is you make another multiplier layer on top of everything. You want to grab an orange color. So we take our orange color and we put it along the edges where the shadow meets the light part. What we're gonna do now is we're going to blur the edges so that they merge into the shadows. And we're gonna do the same with the other shadows we just put down. You don't need to blur everything. I think it's good to have a mix of hard and soft shadows. As I said, this is not a method that I usually use during my workflow, so I'm sure that somebody else might be better at explaining how this burning effect works. But this is the way that I've learned it, and maybe it's better illustrated here. This is a good exercise to do if you want to learn about shading. So what we have here is a simple pale skin tone colored ball, and we're going to put down our dark shadows in purple down here in our multiply layer, and on top of the dark shadows where they meet the light shadow, we want to put on an orange tint on a multiply layer again. And as you can see, it makes the skin tone looks a bit more alive. And then we have our light source on top right. So as you can see, if without the shadow burn, it looks like this. And this is what it looks like with the burn. So it is a nice effect. It's not required, but it does add to the illustration for sure. One last thing, I guess we can add a lighter tone as well to show where the light is coming from. And at this point, you can go on to add any sort of details you might want to have, like for example, hair highlights around the hair, depending on your own art style, of course, or more details. That's up to you at this point. One last thing that I wanted to talk about was the lines. I think having color line art is always good, like I talked about previously, but also the line quality should be a bit more consistent. I'm not sure what program you're using or what you're using to draw, if you're using a tablet, but I do see line pressure variation, so I am guessing it is a tablet. You want to make sure your lines look consistent. So you want to practice making strokes that look confident. If they look like this, they don't look very good. If they look like this, they also don't look very good. If you want to make a stroke, you make it like this. And if you want to have a curve, you have to make it. You have to make sure that you know what the curve is gonna be, and then you draw it in one single line, like this, like this. Like for example, here the eyes, these eyelashes here at the bottom. You want to make sure that they look like they were meant to be, and not like they shouldn't look sketchy. If you want to have bottom eyelashes, make sure that they are looking confident. So you can add some more as well. Okay, now they're looking like they were meant to be there. And I think the same goes for the hair edges around here. I do think that the hair needs to have a very specific flow to it. So if you're thinking the hair is coming down this way, I'm doing a different color. The hair is coming down this way, then you want the hair edges to come down the same way. And if you want to do messy hair, then you can add a few messy strands around, but the bulk of the hair should have the same flow. Maybe some of it is going behind the ear. Then you want to show, okay, this is the bunch of hair that's going behind the ear. So then we're following this flow over here. We're following this flow over here. Otherwise, a very good job. I'm not sure if it was meant as a meme, but I really do like this beach bubble. So here's the difference before and after. The second drawing I have here is Ban's new model, I am guessing. You have to know that Ban is a really good VTuber. So if you want some fun Pokemon streams, go and check him out, Bantos Zukoro on Twitch. And this model is looking very cool. I really like the skull earring, scar, the eyes and the little horns. I really like the scruffy look. One thing that I noticed immediately was these streaks under the eyes. I am not sure if they're meant to be face marks or if he's crying. Like I've talked about before, whenever you draw something, you have to make sure that the person looking at it knows exactly what they're looking at. So if you look at the drawing and you have to wonder, is this face marks or tears? Then you need to make sure that the person knows whether it's one or the other. So if there were tears, there are different ways to make it look like tears. You could make it up around the eyes. You can have the tears swell up around the eyes. If they are tears, maybe have some extra drops coming down. Extra streaks as well. And you can make it look like it's a liquid with some shading. Or if they are face marks, then I would make their shape mirror each other so they look exactly the same. Another thing that I would recommend is getting rid of the lines. If you want the design to be like a tattoo on the skin, I think it looks better without the line art around it. Like this, I think it looks better without. It makes it look like it's a part of the skin. So I think it's good to have the design mirrored on both sides. Now it's not perfectly, but it's not perfect, but you could just copy and paste it on the other side, or you can use a mirror tool to make it look exactly the same so that it looks more intentional. And I think having the beard peak on top of it also makes it look like it's part of the skin and the beard is growing on top of the tattoo. And I think another way that you can show that it's part of the skin is to just merge the edges with the skin tone. You don't have to do this if you want a more defined edge, but I think this does help in portraying that these are not tears. Or alternatively, another way that you can do it would be to just add to the design. Then if you want to have some more flair to your design, you can have more markings around the eyes, maybe something like that. You know, just go ham. You can make it go even further up over the eyes, like this. Yeah, the choice is yours. I think it's just good to avoid any sort of unintentional misunderstanding. One last thing that's very minor, but maybe it might be of help to you, is how to draw a color. So I've noticed that you were struggling a little bit around here to figure this out, and I will just show you how I usually would draw a shirt collar. So we usually follow the lines kind of like this. Would make like a little U, a reverse U shape along the opening right here. And then you follow up this line behind the neck. And make sure you draw, at least in your sketch, where the line is going behind, so that you can keep it consistent through the whole thing. And you would do the opposite on this side. And just connect it up here. And this part of the shirt is going up and over the neck. And here we have a very simple shirt color. This is the before, and this is the after. So I haven't changed much in this one. I honestly really like it. I would say the usual things about, like I've said in my older videos, of maybe try and color the line art, and you know, think about this face marks / tears, and just a little help with the color in general. Otherwise, I think you have done a great job on this illustration. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will be here soon again with a new one, so keep an eye out. If you want to get a notification whenever my videos come out, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, and leave a like because it really helps. If you would like me to help you or give you suggestions on one of your drawings, simply send it to me on my Twitter. And if you would like to support me and my channel, make sure to check out my Ko-fi account. I have different tiers on there where you can subscribe and receive perks such as PSD files and sketches of my drawings, as well as exclusive monthly wallpaper rewards. I will see you all next time. Bye bye!